Hi, guys.
Hello, everyone. I hope everybody that celebrates had a wonderful Thanksgiving and holiday week. Is it ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
All right. Here we are, tight on Instagram again. Okay, so today, if you watched last week's, you might be thinking, oh, these are like similar ingredients. Well, yes, but we have so many more that we're going to pull into today's training because we are going to cover a big topic that requires a lot of different supplements.
Yeah, we also covered this topic once before, but not the same way.
Right.
Last time we were doing jumping jacks and air squats
Oh,
every 2 minutes.
there you go. Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
every
so
30 minutes for 2 minutes.
so if you want to go back and add that on to your training today, but today is all about metabolism, and we are going to talk about the metabolism makeover.
Yeah.
Using LiveGood supplements and lifestyle recommendations
For sure.
also. But before we start, as always, guys, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. It helps us, helps you. We love the feedback. Leave us comments, questions. If there's questions on our topic today, please type them in. We will address them towards the end. So the metabolism makeover, how to burn more, crave less, and feel amazing naturally,
Yeah.
right? That's the biggest thing with LiveGood. We've got no gimmicks, no hypes, nothing, no like stimulants that, I mean, of course, besides like caffeine and caffeine in the coffee and caffeine in E3. But we're going
No
to
real thermogenics
There
like
you
that are
go.
used
Yes, thank you.
as fat blasters.
Yeah. Yes, and this is about long-term sustainable.
Sure. And that everybody can use.
Yes. So we're going to talk a little bit about metabolism, what it is. But if you think about it, most people don't have a willpower problem. You might think that you're that person like, I have no willpower. I just can't do this. It's not that. It's more of a metabolism problem. Metabolism, it's your engine. It's your body's engine system. Regulates everything from energy, appetite, cravings, mood, blood sugar, and fat burning. Right. So if you think about if your metabolism is down in the dumps, you've got low energy, you've got these crazy cravings that you really can't control, easier weight gain, harder to lose weight, blood sugar ups and downs, these spikes or peaks and valleys, and you're feeling tired and sluggish a lot. Right. Those are signs that you have a slow, sluggish metabolism, but a fast, healthy metabolism. Which we can all have. We can all have a healthy metabolism. And when you do, you're burning calories efficiently. Okay. Without having to like over try, you have steady energy. You naturally crave less sugar, which is a big one. Your weight is easier to manage. And you feel just lighter, more clear, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Mood,
Sure.
everything. We're going to teach you guys again how to get a healthy, fast metabolism, right?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, we absolutely will. We will talk about a lot of that today. And look, I'm just going to tell you guys, don't feel discouraged though. As you age, things change. The body becomes less and less efficient, which probably means you need to be more and more aware, right? Just awareness in the things that you do, your selections of foods and drinks and the things we put in our body, the things we expose our bodies to. And then a big component, are we going to talk a lot today about hormesis, exposing the body to certain natural stressors and doing things like, are we talking any of that
Well,
today?
we can add that into the lifestyle stuff for sure.
Yeah, I think that's important stuff too. And we do a lot, we practice what we preach. We really put ourselves in a position to experiment with a lot of different things and see what works, what doesn't. And we also, just like you guys today, we also listen to a lot of people of influence that know this space very well. And so we've kind of tried to bring it together in a real nice bow wrapped presentation.
There you go, bow wrapped for the holidays. But speaking of the holidays, I feel like why metabolism matters even more right now is because, again, this is that time of the year where we're about to hit 2026 and everybody's kind of ready and more motivated for a change. Right? I want to do better. I want to feel better. I want to work harder on taking care of myself. But what people are most tend to do is go for these gimmicky things, right? These that tend to overpromise these quick fat losses and weight losses and whatnot. But they're not sustainable. They're not realistic. And that's why we're here to teach you realistic ways. And yes, The healthy, realistic way might take a little longer. So you just have to be patient. You just have to be patient and consistent. But again, once you've nailed it, it's here to stay. It's not something that's going to go this yo-yo. We need to stop the yo-yos or the cycle of being January 1, I'm going to do all this. And when it comes down to 3, 4, 5 months later, you're back to the same way. We don't want that. So if you do something gimmicky, that's where you're going to go. Long, sustainable health is what we're working with here. Right?
And again, I'll say it, it's for everybody. It's
Everybody.
exactly the stuff that we do. And
100%.
And people that are in top physical condition will continue to do these things as part of the daily routine.
Yes. And, like I said, a healthy metabolism is like balanced blood sugar, strong muscles, low inflammation, healthy hormones, quality sleep, steady energy, and the right supplementation can massively support these pathways. Right. So the goal with this this talk today is about the LiveGood supplements that can help. And of course, we are going to add in a few lifestyle stuff because there's more than just supplementation to really complete the package. But supplements are major players, again, in supporting these pathways. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So let's start with, I'm going to go through certain categories and then give you kind of what supplement recommendations we have. So let's talk about blood sugar balance.
Okay.
We did do a lot of this last week, and that's why we're starting with these up here because this is the beginning. Healthy blood sugar, fewer crashes, fewer cravings, less stored fat, which is a big deal.
Sure.
Right. That's everybody's goal. So we have our lean, right? Key ingredients for this, the berberine, which most people have heard of, right?
Yeah, sure. Nature's Those Epic.
Big push there. Glucomannan and chromium. Those are, there's a lot more in here as we discussed last week, but major players in helping with our blood sugar balance, insulin sensitivity, all supports fat metabolism. You have to be supporting your body to have a stable blood sugar. Of course, eating, food is a major player here, right? You want to be eating your high fiber foods, your higher in fat, your lower in your processed carbs, sugars. We want to avoid these blood sugar spikes by having a balanced diet, right? Anything you want to add to that?
Yes, the one thing we talked about last time was blood sugar. A lot of blood sugar, talking about the spikes, the daily sort of oscillations of blood sugar based on the foods that you take in. So I think we kind of went into that a lot. I'm going to try to avoid leave that for that other Zoom.
Yeah.
But,
okay. Make sure you watch last week.
Yeah. Not last week, but the last Metabolism one we did.
Yes.
Yeah, but actually don't even bother because it was super glitchy.
Was it?
Oh yeah. Super glitchy.
Why?
Bad internet.
Oh,
Bad internet.
well, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll dive into it a little bit.
Of course.
Okay, then organic fiber. Got to have your fiber. Slows digestion, improves satiety, so you feel full faster with eating. Also, the digestion is a big part of it, right? We want to have a healthy, balanced digestion. Supports hormones involved in appetite. What hormones might those be?
Oh, ghrelin for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, ghrelin. But a lot of your IGF-1 and your growth hormone will be part of that system of hormones. Remember, the category of hormone is really a cascade of events. It's not just one hormone that's affected. There's a lot of other things that are going on. And when you're talking about eating, and you're talking about a parasympathetic nervous system, which is more about your rest and digest idea, right? You don't want to necessarily not do that. That's important, but you don't want to confuse and be in parasympathetic more than you need to throughout the day. There is a big difference in hormone fluctuations going on between that and, of course, the other high energy, the fight or flight, the sympathetic nervous system concept as well.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. So again, the fiber helping keeping you full.
Sure.
Helping control glucose, improving your fat metabolism. Those are big things. And I do feel like this whole right here, like all the hype about the GLP-1s is all about, those are about controlling blood sugar and a healthier response to insulin.
Sure.
And this is what we're talking about here. So it kind of feeds right into that.
It does.
And then the probiotic gut support. You have to have a healthy gut. The gut health directly affects weight, cravings, and hormones. So you might think, like, I feel like so many people have the concept that a probiotic is when you have GI problems, right? Maybe you get a lot of bloating and gas. Maybe you have constipation or the opposite side, diarrhea. That's not necessarily the case. It could be you're having trouble losing weight. You could have a disrupted gut microbiome.
Sure.
So it's really important to make sure you have a healthy gut. And our gut bacteria are changing constantly. So being consistent with a probiotic routine is very important. And you can change it quickly. You can.
Yes, you can.
So just add in those good bugs in here.
That's right. And digestive enzymes,
Yes.
which are in both, but great because that's what you need.
Yeah. Okay. So again, this is a recommendation for blood sugar balance and helping prevent those blood sugar spikes. Probably to slide everything down a little bit. Okay. Let's get into muscle preservation and metabolic rate. We talk so much about muscle at LiveGood. So I'm going to pull in now, enter our protein powders and our essential aminos. So muscle is the number one driver of metabolic speed. You want to increase your metabolism, you have to have more muscle. The more muscle you have, the more calories you're burning at rest. Your metabolism is working for you. Okay. It's not just your exercise routine is helping burning these calories. Your body is this amazing that is constantly burning. And if you have a healthy metabolism, the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn at rest. It's just very important to understand that. So just one of the main reasons why we focus so much on muscle and muscle health. And as we know, we start to lose muscle in our 30s, just naturally from age. So we have to work that much harder to preserve it and to gain muscle or hold on to what we have. It's a battle. So we have our essential aminos, stimulate muscle protein synthesis, boost energy, reduce fatigue, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And in between meals, like it's a great way to get in, keep your body in that state. Muscle protein synthesis in between meal. I love it. And essential aminos are killer product.
Key. So, I mean, personally, I take 2 scoops per day. But I mean, you could take 1 to 3. I mean, really just making sure you're getting the daily essential aminos that your body needs. And of course, we do get some essential aminos from food, right? But we're not getting enough to support our, again, muscle preservation. That's the biggest thing. And just, again, more lean mass, meaning lean mass is your muscle mass, the higher your metabolic rate is all day long, even while you're sleeping, right? Which is the wonderful thing. And then, of course, our protein isolate with colostrum or chocolate, and then our vanilla plant-based, both delicious, just 2 different options for you. They both have 100 calories for 20 grams of protein, which is a very big deal because it allows us to hit our protein quota, our daily protein quota, without overdoing it in calories. Because sometimes that becomes hard, especially when you're just relying on, I guess, meat, because it is the biggest source of protein. So this really helps you. If you want to think about it, let's think about your daily meals. And if you're getting on average 30 to 40 grams of protein per your 3 meals, coming from food, whole foods, and then you're taking a scoop of either one in between those meals. So easy to reach your protein goals, which we recommend 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And that's per pound of ideal body weight. There's a calculator you can use online. Just Google ideal body weight calculator, because obviously if you weigh 300 pounds and you really should be weighing 200 pounds, you don't want to eat the protein for 300 pounds. You want to eat the protein for 200 pounds. It's great to use the calculator because it's realistic. It's not saying, oh, I weigh 180 and I would love to be 110. 110 is probably not your ideal body weight. So again, it helps you have a real guide. So think about, again, let's just take 30 per your meals. That's 90 right there. And then you get another 40, another 40 here. That's 130. Okay. So that's a lot of protein. That's great and easy to do without going over. So remember, protein is key. It also supports our muscle repair and growth, which the growth is what we need to gain the muscle. Protein does control hunger, right? It leaves you very satiated. And after meals, I always use the example, and I think I used it when we did the other one too, but if you go out and you think you're going to be very healthy and you're going to get a salad, you just get a plain salad, you're going to be hungry in less than an hour later, because there's not much there to hold on to keep you full. But you add that 4 to 6 ounces of chicken breast or grilled fish or whatever it is, or steak, you're gonna feel full longer. So yeah, protein boosts metabolism through thermogenesis. You were kind of talking about temperature and stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna slide this down.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna block your
Keep going.
screen.
Yeah. Hard to.
Okay, so now we're going to tap into energy and mitochondrial health. We also do talk a lot about mitochondria here. So the better and healthier, I guess, our mitochondria are, the better our metabolism is. So again, it's not just one key player that we need to work on to improve our metabolism. There's a lot of factors. And I don't want this to be overwhelming with like all this product and stuff, but I mean, guys, it is true. It is true. You need to be supplementing to be able to reach your goals. It's pretty much a fact.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
Okay, so what are we going to pull out now? I have my red.
We're doing mitochondria right now.
Mitochondrial health. So
Okay.
just super greens and super reds.
Remember what the mitochondria are, guys. These little organelles in our cells, but they do become less efficient as we age. They're the energy powerhouse of the cell. These little suckers and
Little but mighty.
mighty.
Small but mighty.
There's a lot you can do. There's a lot you can do to give the mitochondria what they need, for sure.
So why I pulled these out here is mostly the super reds for the high polyphenol content, your high antioxidant, and nitric oxide production.
That's right.
You guys have heard us say this over and over and over again. If you are new, we do have a training on our YouTube channel on every single product. We've touched every single one, and then some, we do these groups of them as well. So make sure if you want to know more about our amazing super reds, check it out. But improves circulation, natural energy, supports metabolic activity in muscles and tissues, big stuff. Super greens, high in antioxidants and plant nutrients. You have your green tea in there also. Supports detox pathways. Another thing that we need to focus on is our detox.
For sure.
I didn't pull like all of our detox stuff into it because really I'm talking about every single one of our products, but they all do play a role. And they do all have a synergistic, they work synergistically with each other to help improve our health. So I think I had that question. Someone was asked, how can we take all of these at once? Isn't that damaging? No, they are all designed to, again, stack and work synergistically with each other. It can help reduce inflammation, which helps metabolic function. And then our coffee has the antioxidants,
A lot of antioxidants.
metabolism boosters, get a little caffeine in there, clean energy without the additives.
Right.
That's the big thing. We want to talk about everything clean, healthy, sustainable. And it can help kickstart your day and your metabolic activity, the little boost. And then of course I added in our methylene blue, which I don't know if you want to highlight anything on methylene blue, helping for our mitochondria.
Yeah, a little bit because it's what they consider a redox agent, where it can actually participate in both sides of the equation on the metabolism. So it can work on the reduction and the oxidation side. So it replenishes the electrons. It can really help to fuel the electron transport chain. So mitochondrial health depends a lot on the electron transport chain, obviously. So that's a big part of how methylene blue works, and it is powerful. It's a powerful compound for sure.
It really is. And our LiveGood methylene blue is pharmaceutical grade. It is USP. It's also like the lowest effective dose. So you don't have to think about, I get a lot of the questions about, I guess when you read stuff online, it's really talking about the super high doses that are done in hospital settings and typically IV going straight into the bloodstream. That's not what this is designed for. This is on a regular basis. We do recommend taking breaks from it. Just you're boosting your mitochondria. You're not, you don't want your mitochondria to rely on it, right? So every other day, week on, week off, kind of whatever works for you. And some people that are severely, their mitochondria are severely impaired, you might need to start with it daily for a month, to really get yourself there. And then
can I clarify on the dosing? So
Sure.
the dosing, what she's suggesting is that the warnings associated with methylene blue are based on high dose,
Yes.
usually on IV dosing, so direct infusions. Whereas the actual correct dosing for oral use is we nailed it. All the studies support 20 milligrams is a great dose for oral benefit, for all the benefits, and very little risk. Most of the risk that you read about methylene blue, again, has to do with, and it's published, it says exactly what the doses are that they've used. It's high, it's very high. And so the concerns that people have around methylene blue are not necessarily valid. But again, if you're not sure about your first, you can email me. I'm happy to answer more questions on that. But just know that we always take a very, and when you say start low and go slow, we always say start with the lowest effective dose. Why would you ever want to take more of something that you don't need, right? So start low, titrate up, go slow with it, and find what works for you. But I'm telling you, that dose is perfect.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay. Next, I want to talk about supporting our stress, hormones, and cortisol control. And I did not pull into this, though. I did not pull into this our hormonal support products. We do have our women's hormonal balance and vitality for men, which are added support. But there's also just daily support that our body requires from basic supplements.
Sure.
Now, of course, I love the women's hormonal balance. It's a game changer for me, but everybody's needs are a little bit different, but we all need this 100%. We all need this. So which is why I want to talk about it. So if cortisol is high, so our stress hormone is high, which it typically is, because we operate just under like these high stress, high workload, environments, cravings are increased. You will notice more stored belly fat. So I love it when I get people want to spot treat. You can't just spot treat by working out. You can't just spot treat to get rid of that. But a lot of times it is due to the high cortisol. So if you target your stress hormones, then that belly fat tends to fade away. High cortisol leads to more fatigue, and back to the blood sugar imbalance. You're going to get the blood sugar imbalance with your cortisol spikes. So why did I pull out these guys? Of course, we know magnesium.
Yep.
Calms the nervous system.
Yep.
Very big deal. Helps improve sleep. Better quality sleep, better cortisol balance, supports muscle recovery. All kinds of recovery.
All of it.
But, if you think about a lower cortisol, better fat burning and appetite control. So these all work hand in hand. And I know sometimes it's almost like, oh, this is going back to the blood sugar balance. A lot of key players there, but magnesium does it all, but you really need to be taking your magnesium to support your cortisol levels, right?
Agreed.
Balance.
No doubt.
Bioactive complete multivitamin
For men and women.
Thank you. And why I pulled this out here of course, we need all the nutrients in there, right? We're not getting the nutrients from our diet alone, but most importantly for cortisol support, we have the B vitamin complex. Supports energy, stress response, mitochondrial function, all that corrects deficiencies, and our lovely and beloved factor 4. It reduces inflammation, supports hormonal balance, improves cardiovascular and metabolic health, lower inflammation, better metabolic function, right? They all go hand in hand, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, I was reading comments. Go ahead.
But again, must be taking these every day. And of course, if you have known, imbalances with your hormones, try the women's hormonal balance. Try the vitality for men. Wonderful supplements. I know you're happy with the vitality for men.
Yeah.
But I can't go a day without my women's hormonal balance, or I'm thrown off. That's for sure. And then I'm just going to throw one more there: dehydration. So hydration and electrolyte balance are important because even mild dehydration slows metabolism, increases cravings, and drains energy. And as we talk about over and over again, you can't just hydrate from water alone, right? You need the balance of electrolytes. Yep. So potassium, magnesium, electrolyte support improves energy, performance, cell hydration. The goal is we're going to make sure we're hydrated, right? So our body's working for us. We have low cravings, we have high energy, all the above. So that adds in our and we have 2 flavors, the lemon and the watermelon, both delicious. Okay, so just before we kind of close out with the supplements, or I guess as we're closing out with the supplements, a few lifestyle habits. I know you said we talked a lot on the other one about lifestyle stuff, but simple is like moving your body every day. I know people talked about the 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day, but there's also the what do they call them? They call them snacks, but what snacks? With the 2 minute or moving around every 30 minutes.
That's what I do. Set
But
the
they
timer.
call it a snack,
I didn't
some
know.
kind of snack. So
Oh, I
like,
never heard it called that.
but we're just going to call it a little exercise snack, metabolism snack. But if you can't get those steps in, if you have this desk job and all this stuff that prevents you from it, you have to have these little exercise snacks, which is just every 30 minutes taking a break and moving your body for, how long was it?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Okay, it's not hard to do.
I love doing that. I think that's such a thing. I mean, you might work out like a big exercise session and then sit like I do a lot. I come home and sit. It's brutal. But if every 30 minutes you set a reminder for 2 minutes to move, it's great. It works so well. Like it's highly effective. It's probably the number one most effective thing you can do throughout the day.
And if you can get your steps in, and if you can get to the gym every day, still take your exercise snacks.
Oh, yes.
It's very important.
Yes.
Very important. Sleep, crucial. 7 to 8 hours of good quality sleep. Quality is a big deal. We talked about eating enough protein a day. We talked about drinking water and electrolytes. Of course, strength training.
Yes.
But that goes hand in hand with our talk about muscle, right? Our protein, our amino
It
acids.
does.
You also have to put the work in. You got to strength train. Stop snacking all day.
Well, we talked about that with the blood sugar response because it is tough. I mean, the body never has a break from having to fight down the sugar.
Right.
So anytime you eat something, you get that spike and you get the insulin release. And a lot of times, I mean, it converts to fat and it's just a wicked cycle to be stuck in.
Right. And maybe that's going to be very hard to stop until you start doing all of this. And then
True.
you have less cravings,
True.
you less, especially for the sugar, which makes you want to. Managing stress, but we talked about the supplements that can help, but breathing, meditation, stretching, yoga, whatever works for you.
That's right.
And just watch what you eat. Reduce the sugar, the processed foods, eat the whole foods. They're going to do wonders for you. They really will.
100%.
Right?
100%. Yes.
And what were you talking about temperature? You were mentioning something.
Well, I was saying it's a kind of stress where there's good and bad good stress and bad stress.
Oh,
The
yeah.
good stress kind of falls. It's referred to like a hormesis. You put your body through say extreme temperature fluctuations, and it does. It releases. Like have you ever heard of heat shock proteins? And so if you're doing like a hot yoga or something, the body will release these certain types of protein that is very beneficial for healing and for growth and development. A lot of that can be achieved through hormesis. So it's like, for an example, right? So this is a little bit harder to do at home, but a lot of the gyms and facilities now, there's ways that you can go in and use things like their cold plunge or a sauna.
Right. They have
Right.
these little recovery areas.
Right.
Yeah.
You can also do like a heavier walk if your knees or joints are good, but you can use a rucksack to carry a walk. The great way, my thing I love doing is methylene blue first thing, and then going out and getting that early sunlight with a rucksack on. Very good feeling. Like it's amazing how you feel from doing something like that. And so it's work. You put work in, but that's the whole point of this thing is that you have to do the work, one way or the other. Because if you don't, you're going to end up paying the price. You're going to just in poor health, and that's going to cost way more.
Yes, definitely. I was trying to read questions. I can't reach over. Were there any questions that you saw? A lot of good comments. I'm loving all the comments.
Amazing comments. Yeah.
And it's cool to see like everybody is here from all over the place.
Oh, yeah, it's
like all
great.
over the
It
world.
really
So at the
is
beginning,
great.
you guys are all checking in, saying where you're from.
And
It's
anything
great.
that's specific, like we talked about, if there's anything related to some to dosing or medication and interaction, you can always email us and we'll jump on that. Get right back to you.
Yes, and someone's asking, is there anything that helps you regulate your cortisol? Yes, we talked about that, especially with the stress and our magnesium, B vitamins, and the multivitamins, lowering inflammation with factor 4.
We also have a stress. I don't know when exactly, but certainly in the next few months, we're going to have this stress. We're going to do saliva, 4-spot saliva stress test for cortisol.
Oh, yes.
Which is going to be great to help you guys get a glimpse in them. It's going to be very affordable.
Yes.
It's nice.
And super green. Someone's asking, I'd love to see an ashwagandha product. Guys, we have KSM 66 ashwagandha
Yeah.
and super greens.
Make sure you check out the
Please.
dosing on that too. And KSM-66 is one of a couple, but it's the leader. It's the best because it uses the proper withanolide, which is the active constituent of the ashwagandha. But definitely KSM-66 is in our super greens. Awesome company.
Which
awesome.
great for stress and cortisol. Right?
Yes. Yeah, it's crazy. You please go ahead.
I know you can reach better. Go. And remember, guys, don't let this is a lot of product. Don't let it be overwhelming. Figure out how to incorporate it into your daily life. It becomes very easy and natural. And again, the goal is long, sustainable, healthy metabolism. No yo-yos. No yo-yo diets. I think a lot of it is more just great comment. Right?
No, but I actually really like this comment. Is it bad that when someone operates more efficiently under high stress levels than not having high stress? No, I mean, look, your ability to adapt comes from exposing yourself to stress. And that's what I was talking about hormesis. And if you can do that, and it's been proven time and time again, you look at it in the aviation industry, you look at NASA and space flight and the things that they do, and they train on the emergency procedures, they perform way better when they've been exposed to it, right? But a first-time exposure, there's startle effect, there's all these different things the body doesn't know how it can freeze up. So there's a lot of, and I know that doesn't necessarily relate to every day, but if you think about it, you got to train for it, right? So that's what I'm saying. Go out and put the work in.
Right. Right. And a couple examples of that, this doctor I always listen to, and she's the one that preaches big about creatine for brain health.
Yes.
But she talks about how back in her days of schooling, she would study in a high heat sauna.
Right.
Because of the stress. And I'm going to give a little example of that you do.
Yeah.
So Ryan is a pilot. And I found him one time, he was in our cold plunge and I was hearing noises. I'm like, what is he talking about? I looked in, he was reciting his whole emergency flight plan while he's sitting in the cold plunge, freezing, because again, you're high stress, you need to be able but your brain retains more, you work harder. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, so good stuff. I think the goal is just when you come out of it, being able to decompress.
Sure.
Being able to sleep and not your mind racing all the time because of the high stress. So yeah.
If you can, you got to be able to shut it off.
Yes.
And that's crazy because it goes back into the inflammatory cascade too, where if the thing doesn't shut off, I mean that leads to significant amounts of oxidative stress.
Right.
And that is the stuff that that first of all disrupts all the mitochondria that we just talked about.
Damaging.
Yeah, it's very damaging across cells and the organelles and all that. So
yeah.
A lot of awesome information.
All right.
I appreciate everybody's comments too.
Yeah, great stuff, guys. So again, start with one topic. If you're new to taking our supplements, start with the blood sugar control the three that I highlighted, right? Our lean, our organic fiber, and our probiotic gut support. Start there, then stack on little by little, so it doesn't feel so overwhelming for you. But again, this is the way to do it, guys. I mean, metabolism is not about dieting harder. It's about supporting your body smarter, right? That's a big deal because I feel like, again, coming along the new year, everyone's like, I'm going to be so strict and I'm going to be doing that. That's not the goal.
That's going
to rebound.
Yeah. That's
so,
gonna be bad.
Yep. Support your body smarter.
Be flexible with
naturally.
yourself. Be nice. Be kind to yourself.
Yes.
There is one thing here about stress and anxiety, which we talk about all the time, and it relates to a lot of people. I mean, of course, we all have it, deal with it, but breathing, proper breathing strategies and techniques is so powerful. Mm-hmm. Hopefully you guys that are out there that are aware of this and spend time looking into it. So
yeah.
Good deal, guys. Well, thank you very much for joining the call today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for participating. Till next time, see you soon.
Sayonara. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.